Okay, so I don't have a script. And I'm probably going to have to edit this a lot because I'm probably going to do a lot of talking. But I've been thinking over the past couple of days. I mean, I've been thinking for a while, but I feel like it's just little things that have popped up from different places that have really sparked it more for me over the last few days. Especially as I'm starting to really consider getting some form of training so that I can get some understanding of structuring coaching and maybe therapy. I don't know. Basically, as I'm sort of moving towards gently the professional area of eating disorder recovery. It's something I've dipped my toe in before and I've had mixed experiences with, but do you know what really gets to me? And I'm sat here and I keep looking outside because I'm literally sat in front of the window and there's robins flying around and they're really cute, so very distracting. But do you know what really gets to me? How we're dealing with recovery from restrictive eating disorders, right? And yet food is this taboo subject. It's like you'll go to, because I've done some sort of volunteer style training days and like specific eating disorder, mental health, kind of like mental health first aid stuff, but with a specialism on eating disorders. And then again, my experience so far is that food is often this taboo subject, which when you actually think about it, it's ridiculous. Restrictive eating disorders are caused by energy deficit. That's what they're caused by. There's many different things that go into it. And actually, Tabitha did a really good video on this recently. If you haven't watched it, I do recommend it. And if you haven't heard of Tabitha, which I imagine quite a few of you have, I do certainly recommend her stuff. But she did a really good video about it. And the problem is I can't get away from the fact that as I move into this interest of mine to pursue using what I've learned in my journey from anorexia to full recovery, using that and then wanting to use what I've learned plus some professional understanding of how to structure coaching or therapy or whatever area I don't really know. I'm very much just moving into ideas and exploring it at the moment. I can't get away from the fact that it really, really winds me up how taboo food is. I'm always with that. My experience of recovery, and I know that I'm not alone in this because I've shared my experience quite a lot through this account. And I have had so much support and positive feedback and so many messages of people being like, yes, I get what you're saying. Yes, that's how I'm feeling right now. Yes, I relate. Just yes. So I'm not alone at all. And my experience is very much that all the planning and talking and thinking and reading and theorizing, all of that, you can do that for as long as you want. It's not going to make any dot of difference in your actual state of mind until you start eating. And the amount of food that you need to eat to recover is a lot more than what is deemed to be appropriate or acceptable or suggested by so many people in the professional field of supporting people through this. I feel like often we're treated like these fragile, delicate things which need to be tiptoed around, and you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. And there's this fear approach to eating disorders, and that we're these delicate little waif and strays, that we can't have anything, we can't this, we can't that, we can't be, challenged, or I don't know. It's just this weird thing. And I don't relate to that. We're strong. We're really bloody strong. I speak to a lot of people in recovery, beyond recovery, thinking about recovery, and hands down, we're all mega, like really strong, really determined, really courageous, really just wanting the life that we know we can have. Deep down, we all know that we've got this, we can have freedom, it's possible, and that we're not delicate, and that we don't need to be tiptoed around. And the problem is, I feel like the very core of that tiptoeing around stems back to food. And it stems back to the fact that genuinely, I believe that a lot of professional services and professional approaches to eating disorders have more fear of our hunger and our appetites than we do. Like, genuinely, your hunger, your appetite is not to be feared. That is an absolute miracle. Like, the fact that you are thinking about food 24/7, and that if you were really honest with yourself, you could literally sit down and just eat forever. That's how it feels. That's how it felt for me. I felt like if I let myself, I could literally just sit and I would just never stop eating. That's what I felt like. There was an element of truth in that when I let go and I actually embraced my appetite. I ate a hell of a lot of food for a long time. Did I do it forever? No, I didn't. My body asked me for what it needed and it made it bloody clear. And when I actually went, oh, okay, maybe my body does know what it needs, and I gave it that, it then continued to ask me for it until it was actually like, oh no, we're good now. Let's just start thinking about that tree over there and what we think about what we're going to do on Friday evening. Or, like your brain just, I don't know. I don't know if this is even making any sense. I think I'm having a rant. I'm just sat here on this little bench with a massive box on the table and my hair is slightly bonkers. But yeah, I really, really, really don't know how I'm going to move into this field at all. But I am so bloody passionate about promoting a food-first recovery and the fact that hunger is not to be feared. Eating disorders are to be feared. Eating disorders are fatal. Like, they have fatal consequences and the statistics are horrendous. Eating disorders are what we should be frightened of, not our body's hunger, which is a completely normal and natural response to an energy deficit. Like, it just blows my mind that food is this taboo thing. And I have been in rooms where I have been sat there and we're learning about eating disorders and no one's mentioned food. No one said anything about saying, you should eat more. No one's mentioned it. And then I've peeped up being like, hi, what about food? And it's like, next question. I sat in a room and I mentioned extreme hunger and literally the entire room just went, They looked at me gone out. Like, I could have put a poo on the table and they would have looked less conflicted and stressed and shocked. Genuinely. Like, I don't know. It just blows my mind. So basically, coming full circle, because I've nearly been talking for 10 minutes already. I don't know where I'm going to go into this. I don't know if there's any space for me. I feel like a pipsqueak in a world full of very educated, very trained people. But I do know that I'm passionate about the fact that food comes first. Food first in recovery. Yes, rest is essential. Letting your body use the energy to do good is essential. Self-discovery and self-exploration, getting back in touch with me was another really important part of my recovery. But food was first. And I will never, ever not advocate for that. Ever. So yeah, I'm not really sure the purpose of this, but I am putting together some ideas and playing around with some project ideas and plans to start moving towards more advocacy for the recovery that I relate to, one that is food focused and food first, one that means embracing hunger and being okay with the fact that when you are recovering from restrictive eating disorder, you need to eat, and you want to eat, a lot of food. Embracing that, accepting it, and just knowing that that is absolutely okay, normal, and what you should be doing. Like, what you should be doing. So, again, not really sure where I was going with it, but I felt like I really needed to say something because I've been toying with these ideas, and yeah, I'm always open to support, ideas, suggestions, conversation around this topic with you guys. And I just wanted to share my thinking to see if anyone relates, if anyone is on the same kind of wavelength as me. Who knows? I'm just so done with professional services fearing hunger, fearing food, fearing extreme recovery hunger, fearing weight gain, fearing recovery. I'm done with that. Like, here is to full recovery, to owning your hunger, to accepting your hunger, and to knowing that it is absolutely okay for you to be really, 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 really hungry when you're in recovery, and that it is okay to honour that hunger with lots and lots of food. I think that's probably about it.